And she said, men can't be friends with women. I said, oh, really? Why? Well, because they'll always be thinking of them sexually. And I'm looking at her going, I don't think that way of you. Friends, Bryan here, of course, doing a little bit of filming today, getting back to our roots, out on this familiar trail. We're having quite the snowstorm today. I wanted to ask you guys a question. All the people in... What the hell was that? One of the last times I was up here, we saw a coyote. I couldn't quite get it into the picture fast enough. The concept of platonic relationships and men and women, can they just be friends? Is it possible? So I'm going to give you guys my perspective on it. I've always believed that you can. I still have a few female platonic friends, and that's all it is. But a lot of people would say, no, it's not possible. And I'm going to give you guys a couple of my observations. I remember many years ago talking one day with a platonic friend. And she said, men can't be friends with women. I said, oh, really? Why? Well, because they'll always be thinking of them sexually. And I'm looking at her going, I don't think that way of you. What the hell are you talking about? That's kind of arrogant. But that was her perspective at the time. I just want to interject something here. An observation I've made. As you guys know in the viral video, and I've talked about in one video, a few years back in my late 40s, I got out of a very bad relationship with someone who had a very bad personality disorder. After that happened, I was single. I took some time to myself just to try and let my brain calm down and try and process everything that had happened. And then I kind of almost went on a bit of a quest. I was like, I never really casually dated much, and I was older, so I casually dated some different women. And I was very upfront with them. I'd say, hey, I got out of something that wasn't very good, so I'm not in a rush for anything. Go out platonically, go out as friends. The feedback I got back from a lot of the women, they would say, there's not a lot of good guys out there. They all want one thing, and they can lead you to believe one thing and this and that. And I'd be like, well, that's not my game here. Platonic, let's just go out for a green tea, quick lunch, whatever you want to call it. And I just wanted to, in my search for my own understanding what I had been through, I just wanted to talk to people, get their story. What happened with you and your husband? What happened? But I noticed the majority of the time with some of the women, most of the women, even though you'd put your boundary up and say, hey, this is all it is, there'd be pressure very quickly. I remember one person, when we just started talking, she was kind of like, well, you and I are talking now, so you're not talking to other women. It's kind of like, we're just talking. We haven't even gone out. Like, what is this? Or there'd just always be like pressure after going out for a green tea or something, saying, you're a great guy, I hope you like me. Maybe could this be something more? And you're like, what is going on here? Or another situation where, you tell someone about 60 times, say, hey, I'm not in a rush for anything. I'm really not. Let's just go out and just chat. So you go out, you do that. And then a week later, you're getting a message saying, hey, if you don't like me and you're not interested in something with me, why are you ghosting me? It's like, what? So I have to say, ladies, I did notice a lot of that. So, but I also understand the flip side. For women, it's probably not easy out there either to find people you're looking for. So, or even doing that, I started to notice it is hard to do anything platonically with somebody. There's always an expectation of more or pressure for more, even when you're very upfront. Now, being older, I have had a number of platonic female friends. And I did notice something interesting. And I want to know what you guys think, women, men, whatever. We're all our generation X. But I've had platonic friends, and they're platonic friends. But when I'm in a relationship, I've noticed that a number of them would start making posts on my old social media, which I don't have anymore, that they wouldn't normally have posted. Like, it's like now they know I'm in a relationship, so they're posting stuff like, I love you so much. You're a fantastic guy. I miss you. You're the best, with all the love emojis and stuff. Now, I think people can post stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially strangers saying, hey, I love your content. You're great. Da, 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 da. But when you've known the person and you have a history, and they know that now you're in a relationship and they didn't send you stuff like that before, to me, that looks like shit disturbing. It's like, why are you doing this? Like, now that I'm not available, now you're going to start talking like that? It's really weird. I know there's a lot of movements now with relationships in the world. I did a video about this MGTOW movement and how a friend of mine is part of that now. And he was talking about that long before we even heard that term. Times are changing. As I keep saying in my videos, the times are changing. It's hard to keep up with everything. But I wanted to ask you guys, is it possible for a man and a woman to just be friends? I think it is, but I've also seen some things where you're scratching your head going, huh? What? I don't get this. What's going on here? Doesn't make any sense to me. So what do you guys think? Comment below. Can men and women just be friends? Do platonic relationships, can they really exist? What do you think? This is Bryan, signing off.